Hello, good evening, dobrý večer. We are here today with the Club of Transformative Coaches. Jsme tady dneska večer s klubem transformativních koučů. A budeme mít speciální vysílání s mými kolegy z Kanady, Německa a z Afriky, z různých koutů Afriky. Takže já teď přepnu do angličtiny a zbytek tady toho záznamu budeme překládat titulkovaně později. Takže ti z vás, kdo chtějí jenom poslouchat, poslouchejte, protože určitě ucítíte něco většího. A ti ostatní, pokud budete rozumět, tak si to užijte i s tím, že rozumíte. Welcome today, everybody. We have here the special gathering that I am very honored to host. Because we have friends from all over the world, which I'm overwhelmed with. I've never had such a variety of people on one call that I would host. So I would like to introduce Harrym Derbitskym, hello, from Canada. Shailia Stephens from Germany today, right?
That's right.
And also I have here Martha from Kenya.
Hi.
And Phillips with his team, if you can show the team hello, and you are coming from Nakivale in Uganda. Hello. And I would like to just say that this webinar is for me extraordinary in many ways, especially for the languages that we are going to listen to, but also to the extraordinary circumstances that people, especially in Africa, are at. And for me, I will be listening to the wisdom that trespasses these circumstances. That, you know, I see it every day at work. And when I work with people, I would like for you to see as well, my dear guests today, that there are some things that trespass the circumstances or our education or our social, let's say, placement in the world, our race, our opinions. There are some things that are just stable. And for me, love and wisdom are among them. So if you listen with love and for wisdom, that would be optimal. Harry, would you like to take us through to the next page of this webinar, please?
Sure. I'll just quickly introduce myself, and then I'm going to pass it to Shailia, and then she'll pass it back to me, type of thing. But we started about 2 years ago in Nakivale refugee camp, which has 130,000 people living as refugees, mostly from war zones in Africa. And when I was invited in, I had no idea what I was walking into. It was a spiritual gift that was given to me. It was a dream that I had to be able to share with people with open minds and open hearts the power of the three principles. And without very much money, almost very, very limited budget, we have expanded to about 12 projects, 15 projects in Uganda, 6 projects in Kenya. We're now in the Congo. We're in Burundi. We're in Malawi. No marketing. None. Just energy going out, spirit going out, and people coming wanting to hear how to be happy. The words they love is love, happiness, and forgiveness. That is what they talk about. That is what is on their mind. How can I be happy when I don't have anything materially? No food, hardships all over the place, rapes, disastrous, terrible ways to live. But they have spirit. They have joy in their hearts. And the three principles has connected the spiritual and the psychological together for them. And they get it quick. They don't take a long time, like in North America. They want please tell me how to solve my problem I have. They're not interested in that. I'm not saying they don't want to know that. They're interested in the feeling of being happy. And that feeling translated to something that they have naturally, community. They care. And I care. Those two carings came together. And what we saw was the three principles are the ultimate answer to alleviate all suffering, no matter what the race, color, creed, circumstances are. That has been proven as a scientific fact, not an opinion, not even a sugar-coated, it's actually not as good as we are talking about. We cannot overstate the success we have had. It's impossible because we are in awe of it. And what it has done for the people who've worked in the 3P in Africa team is we have grown in love in our hearts. We see things in a bigger way. And the goal of our project isn't the top-down perspective. I am the king and you follow the king. That is not our concept. Our concept is they are the kings. And once they grow from students to colleagues, they will go and share it in their community. And we have launched a new milestone cat. Is it cat? I hope it's cat. Yeah, a new milestone. We are having a series starting on December the 3rd, where Phillips and Shailia, who lives in thousands of miles apart or a big distance apart, are going to host a show of African 3P educators teaching Africans. And other people are invited to come too, but we will not be on the show. They will be doing the show. And our first guest is grandfather, a bishop, talking about the connection between religion and psychology of the three principles. Science and religion coming together. And the second show, Martha's on it as the guest. Phillips is one of the guests, one of the hosts. That's our goal. They take it out. We don't live in Africa. Phillips and his team, amazing. Martha, with her feelings, amazing. And now I'm going to turn it over to Shailia, and maybe she could talk a little bit about those feelings and what it has meant to her to be able to be involved in 3P in Africa. She is we have a team of 4 who are leaders. We have many educators of 3P, but Shailia is our newest, and in many ways has added so much to the momentum, love, and skill set that we need.
So Shailia is one of the leaders of your project. Yeah, and she's based in Germany. And
the rest are based in the unique quality. The other 3 are old guys from Canada who were original students of Sydney Banks. So we all knew Sydney Banks. We were good friends with Sydney Banks. And as such, it gave us a special flavor that it seemed like Africa liked.
No, Shailia, just for all of you here, because we studied together the 3 principles, even though she was advanced to me when I started. And I'm very happy that she approached me with this call and with this opportunity. So tell us more about this feeling and about what you do in the organization.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Hi, everyone. My name is Shailia. And I also want to say hi to Mark Williams. He's here as well. He's one of our team leaders, very valued person on the team with a wonderful feeling. Mark, maybe you can talk later too. And before I get started, though, I really wanted to say, I see a lot of people on the call. There are about 20 people on, and I just wanted to encourage you to show your face if you would. I mean, you don't have to. I know some of us are having bad hair days and all of that, but it means so much to the African 3P community to see everybody. Really, it means the world to them. So anybody who's willing to do that, that'd be amazing. I came to meet Harry and the team when Harry reached out to me to come and have Phillips and the team speak on my podcast. And at the time, I had no idea about 3P in Africa. I didn't even know there was a community of 3P sweeping across the continent. And when they came on to our call for our Germany, Austria, and Switzerland call, they touched my heart so much. They touched everybody's heart in the room. And that's why I'm so glad that they're here today to speak to your community, to the Czech community. What I know about the Czech community is that you are alive and loving community in the three principles. And we thought it was just the perfect match. And what you're going to hear tonight from Phillips and the team and from Martha is how they have found love in their hearts, how they've found forgiveness, how they've seen where happiness truly lies. And it is absolutely inspiring to hear them talk. Working with them has changed my life completely. It's really hard to put into words the feeling of love and connection that we have together. We've become friends, and I watch them every single day sharing their wisdom and understanding of the three principles in the refugee camps, in the villages, Martha in the orphanage and with her friends. So many alive projects that just inspire me every day. So I just want you guys to enjoy that same feeling tonight. And I'm so glad, Kat, that you said yes to the invitation, because it's such a gift to have them speak today. Yeah.
So I'll introduce Phillips, Shailia, and I'll let you introduce Martha if you type of thing. So what we have here is amazing proof that when people are ready, even in the worst of circumstances, that's what Sid said. If you were in the middle of Africa, or he often used the example in the middle of the Sahara Desert, and you are ready to receive that wisdom, that insight, that feeling from God, whether you agree with it, God or not, I don't know, but that feeling that will transform your life, it will happen. They are proof of that. They are proof. But what is so interesting is they are also proof of the #1 social problem in the world, addiction. The three Swahili men who only speak Swahili, Phillips speaks both, and Phillips is the manager of the department, but all three were heavy drinkers. And in a very short period of time, accessed their wisdom, got an understanding of thought, and one said to the other, I want what you have. And they are now counselors going from village to village. And you might say, well, they're alcohol counselors, but they aren't. They're just talking about the three principles. They're mental health counselors. I don't even know if they know that, because they are advertised as alcohol counselors in the alcohol department. But they are experts in understanding that no matter what the circumstances are, and they will tell your story and it will touch your heart. But they have the answer that the world doesn't have. And you have to see that. They who have nothing have the answer to people who have everything and think they're so great. I can't get the answer. So with that in mind, Phillips, you can start and then you can introduce the people in whatever feels right, and we will go from there.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Harry, and welcome the team from Czech Republic, and everyone who is here on the call. I'm Tayebwa Phillip. I'm the manager, Nakivale CPR Code Department. We started with Harry, and we are joined by other 3 gentlemen who are here. And first of all, I'd like to introduce them, then we'll go into sharing, then after we also share. So we started with this gentleman, it's called Murinda Rugaragara. Then after Andrew, called Andrew Rumbuguza. Then that is Nehemiah Bijirumami. So that is how we started the department with these 3 gentlemen, but they didn't come at once. They were just joining the group after they had seen the experience from the fellow friends or the fellow friends that had joined the department. So this department started like that, but we are very happy that since we started, or since the people joined us, the Murinda, the Andrew, and the Nehemiah, we were like lost. Myself, I was lost because I knew about God, I knew about love, but deep inside, I did not understand what really love is, what really thought is, but I could just be there, think about that, but not knowing that. But after now, the 3 principles, teachings from Harry, we came to gradually understand that 3 principles are so much vital into our lives. By understanding the love of God, the self-love, loving ourselves, and the role of thought majorly. Because like these gentlemen, after they joined the department, they were lost, like their wisdom was just covered. And we came to realize, themselves came to realize that no one had covered their mind, no one had covered their wisdom, but themselves, by thinking of the past, by thinking of what had happened to them before, like living in their original home countries with the challenges they faced there. So it was such a hardship, but now they had to carry all of that into their mind. They moved from the home countries coming into Uganda. Someone could move from there, let's say I spent like 2-3 years in Nakivale, but is still covered with all the past hardships he faced in his original country. Now, after that, they all started seeing, they all started uncovering their wisdom by understanding that everything is possible, by understanding that the love of God is always there, by understanding that the role of thought is so much vital. And they have come to understand that loving themselves is the beginning of everything. They have come to see that thought sometimes may not be a reality, but creates reality. So from that, we started now moving, sharing to other people. They also had to move. They also had to stop drinking because they had seen their own beauty. They had seen that even if they complain, now I'm living as a refugee. I don't have food. Now I don't have house. That one cannot help. But what helps is to understand how they should be living, how they should be loving themselves. That love is there. That happiness is always free. Not like bought, not like coming from everywhere, but free, gifted from God. And also, we have seen from 3 principles that we should not be just getting anything or happiness from outside, but rather inside ourselves, we have everything, if you can see that. But if we think we cannot get anything out of us, then that is impossible. So from that, the group has graduated after like long sharing with Harry, understanding how SEAL principles work, understanding, as I mentioned, about the love of God, the self-love, the role of thought, understanding that the right use of thought is so much important, because they have seen even if they think negative, it is obvious they will be thinking negative, but nothing they're going to gain from negativity. So they have now seen that if they follow the positive thinking, then that brings a positive feeling. So that is what we are doing, and that is what we are sharing with people, because we have already seen experience happening for us. So me, myself, I'm a true testimony of SEAL principles, because even before, I could not think that I could like get a challenge, but I don't know that maybe it is coming from what I'm thinking. But now I'm able to understand that even if I'm thinking negative, then I have a right to change. But if I don't change, then it is also up to me. So I will go ahead into giving them platform to share on what they have seen, to share on how they had ego thinking and how they had dropped that away and feel more positive, and also started sharing to others.
And one of the things I want to mention, Phillips, when he started, always had a caring heart, and always he caught the principles in a big way, but he was very shy about communicating anything. And so as he has practiced the sharing, his natural ability to please update if you could. His natural ability has emerged. So he has become a much more well-rounded human being and manager, and his education of teaching all the different villages which they go around to, many villages, has really increased. And I've had to hit him and kick him to start to share. And guess what? He knows how to do it now.
Yeah.
So Phillips, can you introduce Mirinda, please?
All right. Yeah. So we are welcoming Mirinda also to share how he was and how he's feeling now, and also how he goes. So Jambo. Greetings. I'm called Mirinda, as I mentioned. I'm Congomani from Congo. I lived in Congo for long. When I was in DRC Congo, I was living in like hardship life. But when I left in Congo, like before I left Congo, then the war started. Then I had to leave Congo. It was as if I was not thinking. I was in total darkness because of thinking and alcohol. But for the grace of God, I had to meet with Phillips. We started sharing the SEAL principles. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have understanding about it. But slowly by slowly, I came to understand. Even myself, I could not understand. I didn't know what kind of a human being I'm living. I didn't have happiness in me.
Nilikuwa mugiza ya nguvu sana.
I was in total darkness.
Wakati nilielewa mafundisho
So when I started sleeping teachings,
nikaanza kujielewa,
I started now knowing my own beauty.
nikajitambua,
And I had to forget about the past.
nikaanza kujisamehe,
I started forgiving myself.
nikajisamehe,
I continued to forgive myself.
na nikasikia furaha,
And then the happiness started coming to my life.
na nikakuwa na upendo,
And also when it came to love, I started feeling love.
nikaanza kupenda watu wengine,
Even I started loving other people like neighbors,
kusamehe watu wengine,
even forgiving others.
nikaendelea tu.
I started moving like that.
Na kusamehe bibi yangu sikuwa na elimu, tunaelewana,
Even at home, I could live into hardship with my wife. Oh,
lakini naye tukakuwa na upendo.
but since now we joined together and now love is all over me,
Nikaendelea na ile mafundisho ya kanuni tatu,
I continued with the sharing of three principles.
ile upendo nikaona ni mzuri sana,
And I saw that mostly love is so much important into our life.
na ile ni zawadi kuu
And I've seen it is a total gift, a great gift
kutoka kwa Mungu.
from God.
Nikaendelea,
So I continued.
nikaanza kupenda watu,
I started continue sharing to others.
nikaanza kupaa, nikasikia furaha,
And I started feeling happiness all over.
nikatoka mugiza, nikaanza kuwa ndege ya kuruka,
So I just moved from being a chicken and I became eagle and I started flying.
nikaruka juu ya mawingu,
Because I even moved into the crowds, just leaving the darkness behind me.
nikaanza kutembea juu ya bahari,
Because I was feeling happiness in me
juu ya upendo.
because of love.
Hivi niko nafundisha watu wengine,
Right now I'm teaching other people, my fellow refugees in the settlement,
kuwafundisha kujielewa
and I'm telling them to understand themselves
na kujisamehe.
and forgive themselves.
Ukisha kujisamehe utakuwa na upendo.
Because I tell them that if you forgive, if they forgive themselves, then love is always there.
Na utakuwa na furaha.
And also the happiness is always there.
Na kila kitu kitawezekana.
And everything will be possible.
Hata kama una mali,
Even if you don't have money,
hata una kitu chochote,
even if you don't have clothes,
lakini wewe utasikia kama uko tajiri.
but I tell them that happiness is always free
Uko
from
na
God.
furaha,
Because happiness is free.
uko na kitu ndani.
And if you are having love, you have everything.
Kingine kinatosha ile uchafu yote ya dunia.
And then you find now you don't have any kind of darkness in you. So right now I'm sharing to people, I'm counseling people who are having problems.
Na wanaongelesha watu wengine.
Also they are now transformed. They are also sharing with others.
Na nitaendelea vile.
And we are still continuing to share.
Ile ni mafundisho mazuri sana.
And we are happy for sleeping.
Inasaidia watu.
It has helped us and we are helping others.
Kujisikia nguvu
We are feeling energetic
na kujielewa.
and we have come to understand our own.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much. Okay, yeah. So that is from Murinda, and we are going to hear also from Andrew.
Jambo sana.
Greetings. Yeah.
Mie jina langu ni Adrie Bumbuguza.
I'm called Andrew Rumbuguza.
Mimi ni Mkongomani, natoka Kongo.
Even me, I'm from DRC Congo.
Nakoya hapa Uganda, ndo kwenye niko sasa.
I am now living here in Uganda in Nakivale.
Niko refugee hapa.
I'm living here as a refugee.
Walinipokea mzuri.
And I'm happy to be here in Uganda.
Lakini wakati wananipokea hivi nakimbia natoka kwetu.
But since I moved from my home country,
yenye tuliachana na watoto,
the way we left there,
kufika huku nilikuwa na mawazo mubaya.
I reached and I had overthinking in me.
Nilikuwa najitafuta, sikuwa na kama niko wapi.
I was just looking at myself and I couldn't know where I am.
Bahati mzuri,
but for the good luck,
Korana na Philip.
We started now meeting Phillips and Siri principles.
Manake kwenye nilikuwa,
but where I was,
fasi ya mubaya,
I was living in
mumatopi,
just in a mud,
mumapombe,
I was just in the alcohol.
Akanitosha pale kwenye nilikuwa mahali mtoto.
And I'm happy that Siri principles have just pulled me from the mud.
Alinitosha mbali sana.
And I was living very far.
akanifikisha fasi ya mzuri,
So right now I'm happy that I'm on the good mat. I've left the mat,
ndio nikaanza jitambua,
and myself, I had seen beauty.
nikajisikia kama na mimi niko mtu.
Even me, I'm happy that I know my own.
Dhamiri kaanza nionyesha vibaya na vizuri,
That I have come to differentiate also to see that right use of thought is so much important.
kutokea kwa ile maneno aliniambia, aliniongelesha.
Considering what three principles and teachings of Harry has led us.
Kwa hivi naanza ongelesha wengine.
Right now I'm also a counselor moving into the village, sharing to others.
Tushakuwa na vikundi.
We already have many groups.
Tushakuwa na upendo.
We already sharing love with them.
Furaha katika moyo.
Already we are sharing happiness that we are having already.
Manake hii habari,
so for these three teachings,
tunapenda ienee fasi yote.
We are sharing and we are continuing to share. It goes beyond and beyond.
Tuitembeze habari njema.
We are happy that it is moving all over.
Kwa watu yote waisikie.
Because we want everyone to.
Unaona, miaka yangu niko mzee.
Though I'm an old man.
Lakini tu ya furaha tu ya kupenda.
That because of feeling happy.
Natembeaka niko na nasikia niko mzito.
I move and I feel energetic and I'm feeling like I'm a child because of these teachings.
Juu ya furaha.
Because I have seen that happiness.
Juu ya kuelewa.
Because I have come to understand.
Maneno kwenye nilitoka na kwenye nilikuwa.
And I have started sharing with people about my experience.
Na ndio maana nasikia mzuri kabisa.
So right now I'm feeling happy.
Kwa jirani.
Even living with neighbors.
Familia.
Other family members.
Wanaanza ona mzuri na kunielewa kama na mimi nishakuwa mtu mzima.
They have seen that I have shifted from where I was.
Nilikuwa mbali.
I was very, very far.
Lakini hivi nafurahi.
But right now I'm very happy that
na wenye niko tunaongelesha.
And where we are teaching.
Nabo watapenda na watasikia.
They are also loving. And they are also happy for the teaching.
Bataelewa sawa kama na mimi nilielewa.
Because we are sharing, I'm sharing experience that I have seen through principles. They are also loving.
Na mimi nilikuwa mbali lakini nitawaokoa.
Because they are now seeing me as a testimony of experiencing what I was passing through. They are also changing.
Nitawatosha kwenye viko matope.
And I'm happy because I'm getting them out of mud.
Na hivi tunafurahi.
And right now we are very happy.
Kuwaona.
Share with you.
Na wageni mko nabo.
And also the visitors.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much. Okay. We are also welcoming Nehemiah. This was also the last one to join the group.
Nehemiah Bigirumani.
Philip, is there any chance of putting a little more light to see his face?
Yeah.
And I want to explain these men who are the department along with myself and Shailia as well. They did everything voluntarily, no money, no anything. And now they have a little office that they have. They still have problems having enough food, etc. But they go from village to village. They have to rent a motorcycle to go from village to village to share the data they need. They have an old computer, which is unusual. Almost everyone in the refugee camps, we work in several refugee camps, by the way, only have cell phones, no computers at all. And they have managed to touch maybe thousands of people already. That's an amazing thing. They've done it because they see that we have taught them one important fact of life. If you share, you grow. And they are growing because they are sharing. But they are sharing in a better way than Harry can share. because they are Africans teaching Africans. So cool. So very, very cool. And a big breakthrough was when they did a presentation, they did it as refugees. And I told them, stop that. You are no longer refugees. You are professional alcohol counselors. The best alcohol department in 3P, all of it. And you have the results to prove it. And you are the living examples of what Sydney Banks was talking about. And so they have grown in stature, in the ability to share. And it has all just come really from Miranda's first experience, which he got in a very short period of time, that he could access his inner wisdom. And he accessed it, and he just changed. And Nehemiah said, ooh, I want some of that. And then his insight was about thought, totally different. And he said, I like this. And Andrew says, they have something I want too. And that's how the department emerged, with under the guidance and wisdom of Phillips, and a little intervention, kick and so on from Harry. And then Shailia also has contributed greatly with her beautiful feelings to the expand. But they are going from village to village. And you should see the smiles on the people's face. You should see the happiness. They have nothing. And yet they are sharing love and understanding. They are a living example of the power of the three principles. And it's very inspirational. Go ahead, Nehemiah. I'm sorry, I got a little bit too long in the talk. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem.
Mimi naitiwa Nehemia Bigirumwami.
I'm called Nehemia Bigirumwami.
Mimi niko Mkongomani Mnyamulenge.
I'm a Mnyamulenge from Congo.
Kutoka Congo.
I left Congo.
Niko mkimbizi.
I left Congo due to
kutoka Congo nikakimbia.
I moved from Congo.
Nilikimbia, niliacha mali yote na nyang'anyiwa.
Because I left, everything was rooted from there.
Nikaleta batoto 10.
I moved with 10 children.
Wakati nilifika hapa Uganda,
when I reached here in Uganda,
hapa Nakivale,
here in Nakivale,
wakati nilifika mimi sikuwa nakunywa pombe.
Me, I was not taking alcohol.
Lakini wakati nilifika hapa nikaanza kunywa pombe.
Then I reached here because of overthinking. I started drinking alcohol.
Venye nilianza kunywa pombe,
and when I continued drinking,
nijuu venye niliona venye niko hapa ushomeri na kuwa mingi.
Because I was seeing a hopeless life, I said maybe let me decide to take alcohol.
Nikakunywa sana.
I continued taking a lot.
Rudia na kuanza piga mwanamke.
I started now beating even my wife at home.
Na mtoto kunisemesha naanza piga.
Even my children, I could beat them.
Kakunywa sana.
I could drink and even stay in the bar.
Kuna mwenye alikuwa ananisemesha juu ya pombe na mpiga.
No one could even give me advice that maybe stop alcohol.
Lakini
but after
nikaonana na Phillip.
We have to meet with Phillip.
Wakati tulionana,
when we met,
akaniita sema nikuja hapa kwake tuongee.
Then we started joining the session.
Kaongea.
We started sharing.
Kakuya.
And I had to meet him.
Nikaanza kujifunza.
Started sleeping trainings.
Venye nilianza kujifunza. Venye nilianza kujifunza. Nikaanza kusamea kwanza venye nilianza kujifunza.
First of all, I started forgiving myself on what I was doing before.
Venye nilisikia venye nilifundisha juu ya kuacha pombe.
Because I started understanding that my wisdom was like lost.
Lakini sikumsikia venye alikuwa anasema.
But it took time, gradually I had to understand.
Wakati sikumsikia nilikuwa narudia kunyumba, sikusikia hata kitu kimoja.
I could just come listen, just go home. Come listen, just go.
Ini nyuma,
after
mawazi kaanza geuka.
I started changing myself.
Wakati nilianza geuka,
when I started changing,
ndio wakati nilianza jisamehe.
Now I started fully forgiving myself.
Nikaanza jisamehe, Kaanza acha pombe kidogo kidogo.
I started now gradually stopping alcohol.
Nilikuwa nakunywa chupa 2,
I was like drinking 2.
kaanza kunywa chupa 1,
Now moved to 1.
katoka kuchupa 1,
Then from 1,
kunywa vere 1,
I had to just stop.
nyuma nikaacha.
And I stopped drinking.
Nikaanza samea wengine,
I started even forgiving myself and others.
na mwanamke akaanza ona sema nageuka,
Even my wife started feeling happy because of me.
na watoto wakaanza ona nageuka,
Even my family started loving
na
the
venye
change.
na venye tuko pamoja wakaanza ona nageuka.
Even the neighbors were seeing a very good change.
Kaanza fundisha wengine na mimi,
Now even me, I'm sharing to others into the Nakivale,
wakaanza sikia,
and they are listening.
wakaanza niuliza venye niligeuka.
Now they are wondering how I stopped drinking, and I'm sharing the same story.
Kabaambia venye niligeuka,
And I share to them my experience.
nao wanaanza sikia,
Also, they are now changing.
nao wanaanza fundisha wengine. Kwa leo,
They are also now sharing to others.
kwa leo niko na amani moyo yangu,
Right now, I'm feeling peaceful into my life.
lakini wakati niko nafundisha watu,
When I'm sharing to people,
tunatia na taa na Mungu mbele.
even we are also like God is always near us when we are sharing positive.
Naye tusaidie mu vile vitu,
Because always God is also like near us.
tuko tunapenda viendelee vifike Kongo.
Because we are
Yeah,
happy,
we talk.
and we're also sharing up to Congo where we live,
Basi ingine
even other places.
ndio kwenye tunapenda sema vyote viendelee mzuri.
We are happy that it is moving all over the world, and we are happy that we are sharing.
Asante.
Thank you so much.
Not only what they are sharing with the community, but just as importantly, what they are sharing with their wives. The 3 wives, beautiful women, came together with the 3 men, and they gave testimony to how their husbands have changed. They have testimony of how much nicer it is to be with them and how much more love they are sharing together. To me, that is amazing. In North America, you rarely hear the women compliment the men in such a magnificent manner. And it is a beautiful testimony to the 3 principles. It is not only about helping people with suffering, it's to live a better life for yourself. And they are doing it, coming from the worst of situations, war, their house burnt down, their brothers chopped up into little pieces, their neighbors, their fellow neighbors' houses burnt down. They have to run away with nothing from the Congo, with nothing except the shirts on their back. And they have 10 kids. They have a lot of kids. Not each one has 10, but a lot of kids. And they lose 2 of the kids on the way to finally going from the Congo, which they are walking through the mountains, and finally end up at Uganda. Nothing there, but at least there's a safe place to start their life again. And because there's nothing to do, they drink. And then the 3 principles come into their life. And all of a sudden, they've grown from hopeless refugees to, without money, finding their inner true self. And that's all that you have to do. That's all that's required. And they each have continued to grow. It isn't just they arrived at a state of transformation and it stopped. They have continued to grow because they continue to share. I'm wondering, Kat, before we get to Martha, if we could play that 2-minute slideshow type of thing. You could either make me a co-host, and I could play it. It's a beautiful little 2-minute slideshow, but it shows what we're doing and will capture a feeling. Or you could play it, whichever. It's in 3P in Africa YouTube channel, the first one.
Harry, why don't you play it? Because I think Kat was having a little bit of problems with their internet before. Maybe.
Well, she has to make me a co-host then.
She just did that.
Okay. Okay. Just a sec here. Share screen, share sound. Just give me a second. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, YouTube. EP. So there's a 3P in Africa YouTube channel. Shailia's
Harry, we can't hear you anymore.
We cannot see or hear the video at the moment.
I'm gonna start that again.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
Yes. No.
No.
Can't hear it?
No.
We can't see or hear it, Harry.
My pictures. Oh, just that. Let's see. Where's this thing? Oh. It says share sound. Oh, maybe. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, let me. You hear that? All right.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Tayebwa Phillips.
Whoa, what is this?
Manager Nakivale
It's something different. Okay. Have I stopped sharing?
You've stopped sharing, Harry.
Okay, where are you now? Okay. Oh God, I hope this works. Okay. I'm back.
You
Okay.
back?
Sorry for the confusion. You still got the idea.
Of course.
It's like Africa. Not everything works perfect, but somehow we get the feeling across.
Definitely.
So
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that. Shailia created the effect. I created the blueprint, and it captures something that we don't have to talk about, the feeling of what the help, the caring, and the amazement. The 3P in Africa leading team is an amazement. How does this all happen? How? It's impossible. We're not even in Africa. I've never been to Africa. I don't even know where half the countries are that we're working in. Mark does, he was born in Kenya. He brings a nice element to it. But it's Martha, the boys, the team. They're the ones who are taking it out. And it's so simple. Let them be free to express their feelings and don't try to control them. Give them autonomy. And the autonomy turns out to be the missing ingredient that the world does not understand. You give people freedom to experience their own potential, not the way I see it. This little mind of mine is great, but so limited in what it sees, what it feels. It's so small in comparison to the magnitude of what we can all achieve together. Anyway, before I don't want to talk so much. Shailia,
Yeah, I'm happy to introduce Martha. Very glad to. So you're about to meet a very beautiful young lady. She's just a little over 30 years old. And she's a mother. She's a mother to her own daughter, Hilda, who's just turned 7 months old recently and is a gorgeous baby girl. But Martha's also a mother to 25 other children in the Homa Bay Friendship Orphanage. I know this because I'm in contact with Martha every day, and she tells me, "Sis, I've been cooking for the kids today." And she goes and she represents them in the school when something's going on. They say, "Your mother needs to come," and Martha comes, and she is their mother. And she has a relationship to every one of the children. And those children, because of Martha and grandfather, they are coming up in their life learning directly about the 3Ps from a young age. They're all between the ages of 10 and 17, and they've got 2 little ones there. And Martha is the most kind-hearted person you'll ever meet. She just invited her friend Diana, who was pregnant with her baby and in a bad situation, to come and live there with her together. And she's been taking care of Diana and the newborn baby as well. Martha was, a couple of months ago, inside of herself in a very dark place. And she's going to tell you about that. So I don't want to take away her story, but she came across 3P in Africa and she saw something new, and now she's thriving and happy and sharing the 3Ps in all kinds of places, from in Europe to different parts of Africa with Phillips and in the orphanage, like I said. And it is my privilege and honor to introduce her today, where she's, I think, speaking the first time in front of such a big audience in Europe. So, Martha, I'm going to hand over the word to you, and she's going to tell you her story.
You have to unmute yourself, Martha.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm very much happy to be here. I'm very happy. My name is Martha. I'm 30 years old. I am a single mother of 1 daughter called Hilda. Right now, I'm sharing with you with great happiness within me because of the 3 principles. The 3 principles have done my life to be more easier and happy. I'm so happy because a while back, I was lost in darkness. I didn't know about happiness. I did not know that happiness is free. I did not know about forgiveness. I did not know about the power of a quiet mind. I did not know that we have the spiritual wisdom within us. But I thank God. I thank life that life has given us the gift of the three principles. Life has really helped us with the three principles. I'm so much happy and grateful. I would like to share my healing journey and how the three principles have helped me a lot in life. I lost my dad due to liver cirrhosis. My dad was the breadwinner in my family. He was an alcohol addict. When I lost my dad, my mother called me in her room after the burial and told me, "My daughter, this amount was left for the contribution that was contributed by the community for your father's burial. I want you to go to the city and look for a job so that you can support us here at home." When I looked at my mother's face, she looked so sad. And I wanted to make her happy. I had to leave and go to the city in search of a job. It was during my job search that I got raped and I became pregnant. When I could remember the situation back at home, I could cry and ask life, why me? I just lost my dad, and now my mother has much great hopes in me, and my life now is in a mess. I was feeling sad every day. I had negative thoughts in me. I was fighting suicidal thoughts inside me. My life was in darkness. I had nothing to smile about. One day, when I was in deep thoughts, I decided to go to my grandfather's place because I could not go back home. How could the community view me? How could they talk about me and my mother? What will happen to my mother if she hears what has happened to me? I packed and I went to my grandfather's place. I reached at my grandfather's place full of sadness and I was in darkness. I was almost due. I had hypertension, so the doctor had advised I should go through a C-section delivery. I remember when I went through, I was in surgery. I wished myself to die because how could I face the outside world? I saw myself as unworthy living in this world. So I was discharged. I came back home and I had no friends. When I could reach out to my friends for comfort, they could tell me, "Oh my God, you mean you went through a C-section delivery? That is so dangerous. That is so dangerous." That could put more negative thoughts inside me. I did not know about the power of my inner wisdom. When I had a problem, I could call my friends, and the friends were full of negative thoughts. No one was there to comfort me. I didn't know that I could find the inner wisdom within myself. So I decided to just be with my phone. One day, when the baby was asleep, I was scrolling my phone. While scrolling my phone, I came across a post about 3P. I was eager to know about 3P. I asked myself, what is this 3P? A thought came in my mind and came up and told me, you can ask, just text and ask, no problem, you can just text. And I texted Harry. Harry replied positively. And he organized a meeting of every week on Thursday. We could meet and share on Thursday. Harry was my only friend I could talk to every day. I could not wait for Thursday to reach so that I could talk to Harry. His teachings could push me through the week because I was fighting suicidal thoughts inside me. Every time I could think of negative thoughts, I could always remember Harry said, let go of the negative thought. I could remember Harry saying, thought is like a paintbrush. If you dip the paintbrush in color black, that is the color of the paint that will be on the wall. And I could remember that I have that free will to choose on which thought that I should follow. With the time, I came to understand deeper and deeper about the 3 principles. I started loving myself. I started seeing happiness. I had happiness. I was very much happy. I started to love my baby. I knew more about forgiveness. I decided to forgive myself. I decided to forgive the person who did that to me. And now I'm teaching the children, the orphans, about the 3 principles. I'm teaching them about love and happiness because when I share, I grow. I want them to grow when they know about the 3 principles. That is how their life will be easy and they will be happy. And when they grow, they will spread about the 3 principles and share widely. Everybody deserves happiness. Happiness is free. Everyone deserves happiness. I have been in a situation where I did not have happiness. I know how it feels. And that is why now I reached out to my friend who was pregnant, and she came to the orphanage. And surprisingly, when she came, I told her about the 3 principles. And when she went to sleep, she told me, oh, Martha, in my life, I have never felt peace of mind like today. The next morning, she delivered a baby boy. That is a blessing. And right now, I'm with her. I'm taking care of her and the baby. I'm teaching her about the 3 principles. I'm teaching her about forgiveness. I'm teaching her about love and happiness, about inner peace, about the inner wisdom, because people out here don't know about that. People out here are sad because they don't know about the 3 principles. I want to share so that everyone can be happy, because happiness is free. I am happy. I am very much happy. I did not know that I could be. In 30 years, I have never been happy. In 30 years, I have never. Thank you so much, Harry, for bringing 3P in Africa. This is a gift for life. This is a gift that life has given us. Thank you so much for this gift. The gift is so much magical. If you understand about the 3 principles, life will be easier, because I did not know about the inner wisdom. And that is why when I was in darkness, when I could reach out to my friends, I wanted them to comfort me. I wanted to know about their opinion, but they had negative thoughts. And those negative thoughts made me feel more sad. I did not know that there is that power of a quiet mind and the spiritual wisdom within us. I am very much happy today that I'm sharing to you my story, my healing story. I am very much happy. Thank you so much. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yes. Yes,
So
I
you
am very
see,
much happy.
The story is the
And
same. Sorry,
yes,
Martha. The story is the same. Unbelievable human suffering. Transformation into a happy person who shares their happiness with the rest of the world, no matter what the outside circumstances or the past is. Our world, ladies and gentlemen, are spoiled. I know that Canada is richer than Czechoslovakia, but you're a lot richer than Africans, and you don't appreciate that. You don't care enough about that. All you want is more. There's not the answer in that. There's the stupidity of the world in that. Give it up and go inside yourself and see what Martha, Phillips, Andrew, Nehemiah, and Marinda are pointing towards. They've had to dig deeper because it's been tougher. But they have the backbone and resolution to show us how to live a happy life, no matter what. And we have to care. We're a global, singular unit, a ball of energy. And if you cannot appreciate that we're all one, you are still living on too low a level of consciousness. You're a fool, believing in the ways of the world. You have inside you unlimited human potential. Time to dream, people. Time to dream. So maybe we could open it up to questions. Unless, Martha, you want to add anything to what I just said? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
yeah, I would like to say I am happy. Yeah.
Okay, everybody. So it's time for the questions. And you can ask them in whatever language you speak. Můžete se ptát na cokoliv potřebujete a ptejte se klidně v češtině, jestli potřebujete, nebo jestli chcete, a můžete tak činit i v chatu. Já to ráda přeložím do angličtiny.
Or Kat, if they don't have a question, they can just also share whatever wants to be shared, whatever touched them. That's fine too.
Yeah, of course. I would have a question actually that occurred to me, if like to think for themselves for a moment. And it's for Phillips and the boys, Andrew, Nehemiah, and Morinda. How many people, when you travel from village to village, how many people do you speak to every day? It's just some kind of idea. How
You
it
have to
goes.
unmute yourself, Phillips. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a rented office where we open from 9. Then some people come for private counseling at the office. Then we have groups that we have set in different villages that we have a schedule, we meet them in the village. So daily people come at the office, can range from 10 to 15, but then the different villages that we meet to, we have around 7 groups in the villages, of which each group has over 40 or 35 people there.
So Nakivale has 78 villages.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you see on TV. It's many. It's the oldest refugee camp in the world. But Phillips has, so we've had to provide transportation, the ability for them to transportate by motorcycle. I just learned that Phillips can ride the motorcycle and so on. I didn't know that. I was kind of curious about that. And they need the more, if there's more funding, they can travel more, share more. But the office has been a dream for them. They actually, like, that is quite an accomplishment. And again, with a certain amount of donations, they've been able to do that. And every money that they get, it goes through me, but they decide what they want to do with it. And unless I disagree with it, which I don't, almost everything is very, very wisely distributed, and 100% goes to them. Not I take 20 or whatever it is. 100% goes to them. And they have proven that they are wise businessmen as well as wise counselors and good husbands, etc. They have grown in the life skill of how do you manage having a few dollars with a lot of needs.
Mm-hmm.
I think people in Czechoslovakia could relate to that question.
Definitely. Which reminds me that in the email that I've sent to everybody, there was also a GoFundMe link to support the group. I will put it here in the chat, and I will also add it later on in the subtitled video, so that you can help all of these beautiful people to do more good in the world.
And I want to emphasize, we are not here crying for money. We're here to educate.
Yes.
Yes. And if your heart is touched or you have the ability, we appreciate it. But we just appreciate you came. Honest. That to us is a gift. And I want to emphasize, you have made a big difference to them. They have the ability to share with the world. They are in Czechoslovakia now. That is impossible. But they are here. And that is a big deal. Right, guys?
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And they appreciate that. That expands their vision of what they can accomplish. And here's the surprise. You like them. And they can feel that.
The thought of being able to reach more people in a short time is really an amazement to me, because we usually here have groups from time to time of, I don't know, 15, 20 people. Sometimes we get a gathering of more, even hundreds, that's fine. But to have such an impact in a short time on more groups, and I just cannot imagine working every day with different group, and meanwhile one-on-one. So professionally, for me, this is really amazing, and I would like to take a bow, if I may, or if it's the right way to say it in English. We say it like in Czech. So I personally also work with addicts, with addictions, or with parents of addicted children. And would you tell us more about what you hear the inner wisdom tells you? Maybe Martha, you were talking so beautifully about it. What the inner wisdom tells you that is so powerful for you to change your life from the darkness to the light that you are tonight.
I would like Martha fully to, and also Miranda has had a similar insight, and ask him to share that.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
My inner wisdom tells me that happiness is free.
Mhm.
We have all the reason to be happy because life has gifted us with the power of the three principles. And the three principles are a gift to us. We have all the reason to be happy, and happiness is free, and everybody deserves to be happy. And the power of my inner wisdom tells me that everyone can be happy, no matter the situation. Happiness will just unfold itself when you let go of the negative thoughts, because we have that free will to choose on which thought that we follow. Because every day we have 1,000 thoughts in our mind. We cannot control on which thought that can come in mind. We have no power to control. Every kind of thought will come, 1,000 thoughts. So it's upon us to choose on which thoughts to follow. And when we choose on the right thoughts, life will become more easier and we will be happy. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And now, Phillips, can you get Miranda to answer about inner wisdom and what it means to him, how he sees it? You have to unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Wakati nilijitambua,
When I had to say my inner wisdom,
nilikuwa
Can
nahisi
you
bila
speak louder, Phillips? We're having trouble picking you up. Go closer to the microphone, Phillips.
yes, you can hear me there.
Much better. Okay. It's very hard to pick up the other way.
wakati nilikuwa naishi
Saying like before he didn't know about like inner wisdom.
wakati nilikuwa naishi sikuwa najijua,
I didn't understand about how I was living.
sikuwa najua mema na mabaya.
I could not even differentiate the negativity and maybe positivity. I could just live like that.
Lakini
Go
wakati
closer,
nilijitambua,
Phillips. Closer. You're still too far away. Get as close as you can to the microphone.
Am I clear there now?
Yeah.
nikaanza kujua uzuri wangu,
Now I have seen my own beauty.
nikaanza kujua mema na mabaya.
I have seen and I have started differentiating what is bad and what is good.
Lakini kitu cha muhimu sana,
But what is most important,
nilijua uzuri wangu
I have seen my own beauty.
na mabaya.
And also I have seen that following negativity does not help.
Mabaya nikaacha,
And I had to stop.
nikatulia mbali,
And now I'm living positive.
nikaanza kujitambua mimi.
Even myself, because of inner wisdom, I came to understand what I should follow.
Nikajijua ndani mwangu,
I had to feel myself inside.
kitu ya nguvu iko ndani.
And I have come to understand that everything I want is inside myself.
Ile ndio kitu nilijitambua na nikaelewa.
So that is what I have seen and that is what I'm sharing. Thank you.
So there it is. He understands about the world inside because of the inner wisdom. That was his insight originally, that it changed the whole, everything in his life. He walked from a disappointed man to a man of wisdom. Like that. Beautiful. And he became happy, as Martha expresses. But he went inside. Martha went inside. Both those people had very high levels of consciousness. They had very deep, deep, deep feelings about life. They were only confused about a little itsy-bitsy thing, thought. That little itsy-bitsy thing that was getting in the way of them manifesting who they are. Martha was in the edge of suicide, but what an amazing person she was. I could feel her energy. I could feel her. I said, oh, this is a good one. And once she became free of what was bothering her mind, it's just been a straight road, complemented by her grandfather, who's a bishop. And so the two of them, he saw the change in her. Immediately recognized where it came from. Mind. Immediately. He immediately pieced together love, I'm using his words now. It might not be your words, but love of Jesus Christ, and that it's a thought created reality. And he saw that they were one. He had no trouble with that because he already understood it. He just didn't have the words to put it together quite so simply, but he immediately understood it. And then he started to go to, he has a congregation and he teaches it at his congregation. What does he teach? The love of Jesus Christ, mind and thought. And by the way, consciousness is in there too. But he understands it. Martha, through the worst of circumstances, already had the understanding. She gave the credit to me. Said, I already knew she was healed when I saw her. I didn't have to go into a whole explanation of what she should do and da. I just told her a little bit of how it works from a spiritual perspective, not a psychological perspective. I'm not as interested in the psychological explanation. And she said, oh, I can go there. And that's what she did. Miranda said, I could go there. And that's what he did. And then Nehemiah says, oh, I like that. I want. And so he ate it. And then Andrew says, gee, these two guys have got something. See, the inner wisdom guided them. They prayed, dear God, bring us an answer to how to be happy. And that's what God did, the three principles. And Harry just kind of went around for the ride. It says, don't interfere. Let's see where it goes. And it's gone. And Mark's in Kenya. And he teaches we have 6 projects at Kenya. He doesn't teach, but he does. And when he came into the team, Kenya exploded. I don't understand it. It just happened. And guess what? Mark likes it. He likes it. Has a good time at it. His heart is growing.
Mark, would it be all right for you to also unmute yourself and tell us a few words? Because I'm really still puzzled. How can somebody living in Canada, so many projects in Africa, and I don't know, even if you are supposed to print out a leaflet with pictures or whatever, you have to have somebody there, you know. How the hell did you do it? It's like Mission Impossible coming out live, and you're being Mr. Cruise instead of Mark, you know.
You have to unmute yourself, Mark.
Yeah.
You're still
you-
muted, Mark.
yeah.
That's the one. Is that better? Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say, as you were speaking, Kat, it's a mysterious thing. You know, the whole thing has been mysterious, you know, coming upon Salt Spring Island and discovering Sid Banks, who just appeared. And, you know, we talk about what is guiding us. You know, the divine is guiding us, and we're part of it. We you know, and you know, we're all looking for a deeper meaning, and it's guided us to this point. You know, we're very lucky and very blessed, and so it's just a mysterious thing in Africa that you know, we so enjoy the leaders there coming alive, like Mark Niazeye, I think is the correct pronunciation of his last name. How he shared yesterday with the two new ladies in Burundi, and how Harry had knew that he should ask Mark to share a little bit, and he's just beaming. He's come. You could feel the feeling, and this is all it is you know, some of us found Sid, and everything transformed. You know, that was our first real recognition that we'd found the deeper meaning we were looking for, and we were so glad. And then I went through a period of not being so grateful and kind of losing it, getting tangled up in seriousness and following that for a while. And you know, I guess we have to learn sometimes that is not the way to go. The serious, proving, overthinking, you know, a way doesn't result in what we want. You know, we think we're doing our best, but so we get to a point. All of us get to a point where we just want to find that happiness. We're tired of the story that we've written so far, and we're ready to forgive it. We just want to go. We just want to feel the happiness, like Martha says so beautifully. And we open up to sharing, and we're sharing beautifully on here and in Africa. You know, getting up at 5 a.m. and every day of the week practically now. And it's a beautiful thing, and we do have to keep a balance and have some fun, and you know, get enough sleep and so on, keep our own lives. And we're constantly learning. You know, we're learning about our relationships and what, you know, bringing it into our own lives. And but the sharing is wonderful. The sharing is the way. You know, getting out of our own way is what
And
comes
then
to
the
me.
spirit takes over.
Yeah, getting out of our own way.
How did it all start? I'm on the computer, and in Facebook, Makisha, who is the executive director of Success Roots School and maybe the most respected person in Nakivale, comes on texting, no talking. And we start texting to each other, and within 15 minutes, he invites me in to teach at the school and the community, which I didn't realize was 78 communities. I thought there was just one community. And at that time, I was the training director for a Muslim women's organization, the largest 3P organization, training them in addiction. And so I was the training director for the addiction department. So I brought in 3 African ladies with me, from Muslim ladies, but they were from Nigeria, Uganda, and an S word. I forget the name of it. Anyway, 3 very beautiful ladies. And we come there, no internet, no, nothing's working. We have to clean that up. And we start sharing. And then, and this will answer your question. So we start our sharing there, not knowing exactly how it's what we're doing, but we know we have the ultimate answer to alleviating suffering. And Mugisha says to Phillips, Harry knows something that's going to help our community. All of a sudden, excuse me, I'm on a call right now. Can you call back in 15 minutes? Thank you. So we started the teaching, and from a totally new community, a guy phones me up and says, I hear you're doing this work. I want some. I said, okay. Then another one phones up, working with a youth group. He says, I want some too. Okay. We need projects. And then before you know it, there's 6 or 7 projects. Then Kenya phones, says, we want some. From Kakuma refugee camp, twice as big as Nakivale refugee camp. They want some. Martha, how did she come on? She just contacted me. How do they find it out? There's this invisible spiritual thread. When you share love, it attracts love. It's just the way. And when you get out of the way of love, it happens faster. We are privileged to watch the spiritual thread. Now, Mark has only been working in Kenya since February, so it's getting close to a year now. But here's the message. I went on myself and I started to train there, but I wasn't really pleased with the way things were progressing. And I'm tough. I'm not a soft, cushy guy like I look like. I can be a mean son of a, you know what. Anyway, I stopped. I said, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I can do others. But the guy, Mark, not Mark Williams, but Mark N., it had a big thing like Martha. He was on the edge of his suicide, and all of a sudden he saw this was the answer. So he kept bugging me. So I asked Mark to come in, and then Mark comes in, but here's the beauty. It explodes. It was the right energy for the right composition. Don't ask me where it came from. Don't ask me how it appeared. And it just took off. Now we have 6 projects in Kenya. And the same with Shailia. She comes, I see in Africa, and she starts getting, her heart gets touched. And Shailia is a big caring person, a real big, lots of love in that woman. And she has a great skill set. And so she starts sharing. Before you know it, she doesn't even know it. She's part of the team. And then I said, I wonder if she knows that she's part of the team. I had to actually, and then we did the 3PGC show recently. And it was one of her dreams to present at 3PGC. But that wasn't the reason she was on the team. She just slipped in. And we needed her. So you could see it's all evolved spiritually. The same working with Phillips, so what they're doing. It was good we didn't have any money. They had to learn that it isn't about getting money. They had to learn that. They had to stay true to what they heard without all the perks and things that many people in 3PGC think must be provided for them.
Yes.
And they did. They stayed pure. And Phillips kept growing because he cared. He kept growing. He's a great manager because even though he's quieter, he kind of sees how to, he knows the intricacies of what's happening in Nakivale and what it needs. I don't.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And so he provides all of that. And at the same time, he keeps saying, give me more money. And which sometimes I say yes, and sometimes I say no, depending on what we have available in the pot type of thing. But he's learning to earn the money. This him coming on, the team coming on here, this is part of earning the money, where that's not coming out of my pocket or Mark's pocket or Shailia's pocket, coming out of, something that they have earned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see, people, there's a fact here. They do great work that in Czechoslovakia and Canada, they would be paid a lot of money for, but nobody in Nakivale has any money. They can't get money by their service. They have to come out to do that. But
Yes.
of course, that's the way. But God has said, or mind has said to Martha, this is the way. And guess what? She's excited about it. I am now a 3P coach. Cool.
Yeah.
I am no longer a single mother crying in my pillow. I am a 3P coach. And grandfather and I make a fantastic team together.
Yes.
That's the power. They are the power.
Harry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I do know that Kat has a call right after this one with her coaching school.
I'm sorry, I got a little bit.
That's okay. We're just 10 minutes over, and I just want to be sure she has a break before she has to teach. So I'm going to give her the word to close up the call.
Well, maybe there'd be one more question from anybody, or at least a comment. It's important for you to share your comment. The Africans love to hear from you.
There are already a few comments in the comment session, in the chat session.
Maybe you could read them.
And some of our guests had to leave already who are alive because they have to be somewhere else. But mostly there are thank you notes and thank you. You touched our hearts notes here, set in Czech, and it's really it's beautiful. As you mentioned, Harry, from our perspective, to see what's possible to achieve, what's possible, where to aim. And it comes back to me from all directions lately, the share thing instead of coach thing. Because many people I know, for them, coaching means pushing people somewhere with questions and checking up on them whether they achieved. But for me, being transformative coach, 3P coach, is also a lot about sharing. Where I come from, sharing personal things is unprofessional. With the International Coaching Society, or whatever they are called, it's unprofessional to speak about oneself. But after today, for me at least, and I hope for our guests who see us now live, or maybe later on from the recording, it's apparent that when you share something from your life with perspective towards your own story, with understanding that this is your story, with the understanding that inside you are somewhere else, this is more powerful than pushing somebody around and checking whether they achieved what they said they would achieve. So for me, this is also the one true way how to be with people in a session, in a coaching session or in webinar, in seminar. I thank you for proving my thoughts right tonight, all the gentlemen and the lovely ladies. Because as you said, when we share love, we get love. And for me, it's interesting to see the place in other people opening where the love comes from. When you see how they crack open and a beautiful life, as we see in Martha or in boys, comes through and shines from within into the life. And how they shine when they speak about their own truth. Whatever it is, either is personal or impersonal, is the truth they speak. And the light they shine from within. That's why I do this job. And I bet in all sorts you do as well. So I hope we will see lots of new lights coming out of Africa and Canada and Germany. And thank you all for coming and shining your lights here tonight. I am very grateful to get to know you like this. I hope one day we can hug and talk in person. Nothing's impossible, as Harry said. We can dream big. And I hope to meet you again. Lots of good luck your way and enjoy. Thank you and good night. Děkujeme vám, že jste s námi byli a uvidíme se zase příště.